Hello friends! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda and today I'm going to be chatting through all the books that I would like to read in the month of April. So for the month of April, it is Magical Readathon. I am obsessed with this readathon. I'm also repping the merch for my guild, so I'm really excited for this readathon. It's one of my absolute favorites. So if you're unfamiliar with this readathon, I will leave a link down below to G's introduction video to kind of how this all goes. But essentially, you create a character who is attending Aurelium Academy and you can pick the calling that you are going for. My character is an overachiever and she actually has two callings, and the reason why is because the other calling is just another book that I have to read for the month, so it really doesn't add that much, but it gives her two callings. So I have Fey Wild, Cardiographer, and Herbologist as my two callings. So let's get into the Magical Readathon TBR, and then I will talk about book club books and other things that I would like to read for the month. The first course that I need to take is Alchemy, and the prompt this year is Circle on the Cover. So for that I chose Zodiac Academy Book 5. I really need to continue with this series, and I haven't read a Zodiac Academy book in months, if not almost a year. So I'm a little nervous for this because I just am getting a little tired of how prolonged the series is, and I don't even think it's over yet. Like, I think there's even a book 9 or 10 coming out at some point, and I'm like, when is it gonna end? Like, I feel like this book definitely could have been like a quartet and we could have wrapped it up real quick, but we're still going. So I'm gonna go with this one because, you know, it does have a circle on the cover, and I'm trying to finish series this year, so I'm gonna try to catch up in this series. So that's the goal for the year, but yeah. Next class is Animal Studies, and for that I need to read a book with a yellow title or yellow in the title. So for that I chose The Yellow Wallpaper. I seriously have no other options for this prompt. I searched my entire physical owned TBR, nothing. So this was the easiest thing I could find, and it's like a 40-minute audiobook, so I'll just listen to this on like day one of the readathon and get it over with. I have no clue really what this is about. I just know it's like a classic short story. It's very famous. I know nothing about it, and I'm gonna read it and we'll see how it goes. The next class is Astronomy, and for that I need to read a book that is recommended based on my zodiac sign. I'm a Libra. I feel like I fit everything I see about Libras online. I embody that fully. So I went to a couple different websites, but one of them recommended Weather Girl, which I've kind of heard about, but not really. So this was recommended for Libras. I know it's like a romance, I think. So I bought the audiobook on Libro and I'll give it a whirl. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I really don't know much about this one, but hoping it's good. The next class is Demonology, and for that I need to read a book that I did not pay for, which is perfect because I recently got Lore of the Wilds from the library. I'm trying to show you without like the hideous glare, but this is a book that I have been so excited about, but I don't know, I didn't really exactly want to buy it, and I'm trying to utilize my library, so they had a copy. I was first in line, I got it, and this is the last library book that I'm gonna have for a very long time because my library is closed at the moment. I'm doing renovations. I'm very excited. It's gonna be amazing, but it means no more library books. So this is my last library book until they reopen, but I know this is a fantasy romance and I believe there's some dark academia. I am extremely excited about this one and I cannot wait to get to it. The next class is Elemental Studies, which is read a book with a source of light on the cover, and for that I chose Iron Flame, which is book 2 in the Fourth Wing series. I think, you know, flames is a pretty good, you know, source of light, so I'm finally getting to this because I don't want to let too much time pass between reading Fourth Wing and getting to this one before I start forgetting things. I very clearly remembered what happened at the end of Fourth Wing, so I'm not worried about that, but like the other details, definitely. So we'll see how this goes because not a lot of people have been liking this, but I think it's just a fun series. It's not the best, obviously. I'm really shocked. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not shocked that it won the Goodreads Choice Awards. I just think there are better books than this. Not being rude, I'm just saying. There's better things, but it is fun. All right, we're gonna go slightly out of order because I was going in order of classes, but we're gonna skip down one and then go back because it's a series and it just makes sense for me to go in order of the series. So the next class is restoration, and for that I need to read a book that could cure a slump. And I chose A Court of Frost and Starlight because this book is so tiny, and for me, when I get really slumpy, short things really help because it makes me feel accomplished that I got a book done. And I've also heard pretty terrible things about this one, so we'll see how this goes. But I am reading the ACOTAR series for the first time this year. Well, I've already read ACOTAR previously, but I'm finally reading the rest of the books for the first time, and I want to keep up the momentum, reading a book a month. So the other prompt that I skipped or I'm going back to is Inscription, and for that I had to write 3 titles on a piece of paper and pick one at random. I did this without realizing I should have filmed it, but I actually did a picker wheel and I put 3 books that I was interested in on a wheel, and this next book won, but I would have read it anyways, and that is Of Court of Silver Flames, which is so far the last book in the ACOTAR series. So we'll see how this one goes. It's going to be interesting. Got lots of SJM on the TBR for April. And the final book that I need to read for Magical Readathon is for the class Shapeshifting, and for that I need to read from an author who's blurbed your last 5-star read. So, oh golly. Now I'm not remembering what my last 5-star read was. Oh, it's Feybound. Feybound, yes. I checked Feybound, and Hannah Kanar was someone who blurbed that book. And so I want to read Sunbringer because this came out recently. This is the gorgeous Illumicrate edition to match my other gorgeous Illumicrate edition. And I really, really loved Godkiller when I read it. It was like a new favorite. So I really want to get to this one, and I'm excited. So that is my TBR for Magical Readathon. It's a little hefty, but I think we can do it. So I think I only have 2 other books that I really would like to get to for the month of April, but we'll just kind of see how it all rolls. So the first one is my in-person book club pick. We are reading A Particular Peril. I always mess up this title in my head, but you're going to be seeing it on the screen. So this is our book club pick for the month. It's a chunker. This book is like 600 pages, but Libby is coming through for me, and I'm going to get the audiobook and listen to it, and we'll see how it is. I've been interested in this book since I first heard about it, and it's been several years and still have not read it. So we'll see. I've never read anything by Jeff Vandermeer before. I know he's super famous for his Annihilation series, I believe it's called. So we'll see how this one is, but it sounds interesting. And the last book that I would like to get to, but we'll just see, is The Memory of Souls by Jen Loynes. This is book 3 in the Runic King series. I've been trying to read a book a month of this series to keep up with the besties in Discord, and so far I've actually done quite well with keeping up with everybody, but I'm hoping I like this one more. I think the previous book I really did enjoy, not as much as everybody else in the Discord, but I just feel like I didn't like the storytelling aspect of it, like how it was told. The story itself was really interesting and provided a lot of great details to the world building, but the overall story structure I really didn't like. So I'm hoping this one doesn't do that, but we'll just see how it goes. I really love Jen Loynes' mind in creating this series. It's just so outside of anything I've ever read. Like, this is truly such an original piece of fantasy that I've ever read, and that's saying something because I've read a lot. That is it, friends. Those are all of the very ambitious plans that I would like to read. Actually, let me stack them up and show you because I feel like it looks like a lot. Like, this is a lot of reading for April. But I feel like a lot of this I'm going to be listening to anyways because my brain is just consuming things audibly more than physically at the moment. But I do enjoy physically reading more than listening to an audiobook, but I really just haven't had the brain power. I don't know why, but audiobooks are really helping me get through the books. So that is going to be it for my giant stack of books that I'd like to read. Let me know if you're participating in Magical Readathon. I would love to know. Tell me about your character, the calling that you're going for, all of that. And I will see you all in another video soon. Goodbye!